Thank you all for being here. Welcome to 2024. It's going to be a big year. It's going to be a really big year. I'm super excited about all that's to come. I've had a little bit of a, I don't know what they call it, a break. A little bit of a sabbatical. And I have been through a massive shift. And yeah, so here I am. Welcome to 2024. This is a really big video for me to make, and I really want to open up a discussion with everyone. We're going to talk all things chakras. Now, if you've been here for the last kind of videos that were made, I've been doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of looking into spirituality, what it means, where we could have maybe been trapped, really breaking down old belief systems, and it's brought me to where I am today and what we're gonna discuss. So please, if you're watching this live, please join in the discussion. We're going to talk about the chakra system and how it could possibly be changing and going through an ascension process. Now, you don't have to like this conversation. You don't have to watch it. And I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm not telling you anything. I'm going to share from my experience where I am and what I'm going to be bringing for the next 12 months. And it might not seem big to anybody else, but to me it's massive because I don't know anybody else that spoke about this. I haven't, in saying that, I don't really watch a lot of stuff anymore, but I'm not aware. So if you guys are aware of this also being brought into the collective consciousness, then please let me know. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to be looking at the chat a lot during this because I really want to get everybody's input into, I'm going to be asking certain questions and see what people's certain belief systems are. So I'm really going to be interacting with the chat, but I'm going to be really interested to also look at the comments after this live is done. So if you're not catching live, please still pop it in the comments and share this. Share this with people that you feel it might assist. Okay. And for that reason and that reason only. Let me see who else all here. Candace Marie, Joelle. Like, I don't know. I think we're through the festive season. Hi, Joe. Real life with it. I always get this. Okay. Pedersons. Helen, Susan by the Creek, Taylor Moon. My hair is a clip-in. My hair isn't blonde anymore. My hair is grey. But it's a quick fix when I'm doing a little bit of oil work to my hair. But thanks anyway. Angie, Emma Hughes, Jane, the Jarv, Annie, Jackie, Linnell, Christine, yay. Angie, Georgie, yay, Georgie, you made a live. Rachel, Jamie, Jessica, Kelly Stewart, yay. Okay, so let's get right into it. I want to ask some questions, okay? So get your typing fingers, thumbs at the ready. What are the chakras? Can I ask anybody who's Nixie Tree? Anybody who's willing to participate and join in, what are the chakras? So I'm going to get you just to do a little bit of, we're going to have audience participation. Audience participation for this one, please. Let's look into what are the chakras. So within spiritual community, energy working community, healer community, light worker community, whatever, we maybe have collective belief systems, and where they came from. Have they came from something that we have read or watched somebody else talk about, or do we know these things to be real within ourselves because of our experience? And this is where this is game changing. Okay. Because what I'm talking about is through experience. I haven't read this anywhere. Right. Let's see. Energy centers. They're energy portals. Energy bodies within the energy body. Nice, Emma. They are your energy centers throughout the body, energy points throughout the body. Sakina, hello and welcome. Amanda. Beautiful. Okay, so we all seem to be in agreement that chakras are Miriam. Chakras are energy energy centers, energy portals, energy points throughout the body. Yeah. Oh, don't know why I bothered putting makeup on. Anyway, right. So here's what Google said. Okay. In Indian thought, each of the 7 centers of spiritual power in the human body. So in Sanskrit, it means wheel or disc. And this term chakras comes from the Vedas, okay? And when I looked at like how long ago this was originally discussed or originally spoke about, like who knows what time is and where we are in calendars and all that thing. But let's just try and get a neutrality about that. It says it was about 15,000 BC. So we're talking a long time ago since this belief structure came into the consciousness of humanity. Kelly says, I feel like they could be communication connectors, distribution facilitators. I like that, Kelly. Angie, any areas in the body where there is pain and stickiness or blocks to shift to free the portals of the human engine. Nice. Jessica says, I've seen the chakras or energy points as points of focus that we can use to clear out our body of denser energies. Nice. A visualization for those who needed that. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. So these chakras were brought into the consciousness of humanity 15,000 BC. So how many years ago was that? Like 3,500? Let's say 3,500 for argument's sake, right? Can we agree on that? Can we agree on if this was brought into consciousness of humanity via the Vedas? That was apparently the first findings we have on where the chakras were mentioned was 3,500 years ago. Can we just put a yes in the comments if you're quite happy to go along with the agreement of that? So it's been a long time. Long time is my point. Right. Well, you're all popping yes or no in, and if you pop no in, by all means, please, Leanne, let me know why. because this isn't about me telling you anything. This is about just us having this open conversation, and I don't know, decoding it maybe would be the right word. A long time anyway, right? Doesn't really matter how long, but it's, yeah. It was a long time, okay? Okay, so the chakras are these energy points within our body. What is their purpose? What is the purpose of these chakras? Billy! Emma says, I guess it's since humans could write about it. Jessica says, all things need to evolve. Yeah. So what is the purpose of the chakras? So we've kind of said they're energy centers within the body, right? But what are they there for? What do they do? Do they do anything? Do they not do anything? What is the purpose of the chakras? And listen, there's no right or wrong answer here. Please don't be like, oh, I better not type that, better not. You know, we're all... I'm not going to use the term family anymore here, because it's not that you aren't my family, but I think I watch too much cult stuff. I think I watch too much stuff in cults, and they just like get everybody in by making them feel like family and soul family. And so I'm going to use the term Anam Cara from now on. You're Anam Cara. And this goes into my Celtic root. This is my ancestry. And if you want to look up Anam Cara, it's really more about the connection that you have with other people. So you're now my Anam Cara. I'm not going to use the term family. Okay. Christine, to keep our central channel clear and balanced. Ooh, nice. Dora. They are higher self senses. Ooh. Like that, Jackie. Angie, I started to think they had seats, and I had to get assistance with getting them clear. Is that a seats? Seals! Oh, Angie, we're going to come to that. Emma, we have more energy centers than the ones written about. They serve as a focus for us to tune into the energy of our physical body. Nice, Emma. Taylor, I have two perspectives. At one point, maybe to direct me to where I'm holding data or information in my body. Now I think seals. Nice. Stephanie, why thank you. No. I thought it was a typo, but that's why I didn't want to put that word out there. I wanted it to come from you, if that's what you meant. Sometimes I wonder if our chakras are kind of a dashboard, like they help us sense. Ooh, nice. Jessica says, oh, the seals. That's making sense. Okay. Right. So we have these energy centers in the body. And so what is on Google or the Vedas basically suggested is that we have a physical body and we have an energetic body. Okay. Carrying the energetic body, carrying the elements of the emotional, the mental, and the physical. Okay, so there was basically two separate elements, and by can't read my own writing. By aligning them, we achieve balance for energy to flow. Okay. So what does a chakra look like? Sherry. I'm going to do my best to remember that. Oh, Jessica, I'm blocking the seals of each An open energetic body so that the energetic body can evolve and essentially merge all chakras into one energy center. Jessica, you are so on the same page as I am. Emma says, whatever you see it as. Christine says, a spinning wheel. Jackie says, spinning vortexes. Jessica says, no, Jessica, don't you apologize for anything. You do you, darling. Nick say a point of light. Anybody else want to say how they perceive the chakras? What do they look like? Colors. Thank you, Angie. This is why this conversation is so important, because we all experience things differently. We all see things differently, and there is no right or wrong. So please, 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 please be open to, and also if you're not live here, just pop it in the comments. Like, it's really important, I believe, that we open up conversation about this thing, you know, but we're not in the times anymore where somebody says, well, you can't say that because it's not written in the book. Colored light, Leanne. Beautiful. Any more for any more? What do the chakras look like? Even when you Google this, there's a whole array of different versions of what a chakra looks like. Aria, hello, darling. Colored lotus flowers, beautiful. Rachel, Catherine Wheel, beautiful. So there is all people see this all different kinds of different ways. Okay, I visualize colors spinning wheels of light. Beautiful. And if you go on Google, which I did, what do they look like? There are going to be the same kind of comments that we've had here. Okay, interesting, right? Oh, Neil! This year. I'm going to talk this year. I think a lot about you. I know. Lovely to see you, Jess and Neil. Thank you for being here. So, okay. So, we all perceive them as maybe looking slightly different, okay? Dora doesn't see them. She feels energy. Beautiful. Thank you, Dora. Okay. So, why do we need them? This is the next question. Sherry, thank you for reminding me every time. Just start it with Sherry. To me, sometimes chakras have a feeling, like a density or a lightness. Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. So why do we need, or why do we believe that we need these chakras? Emma, to know when you're out of balance. Thank you. Why do we need them? Isn't it interesting, though? In the beginning of my journey, like, you know, when I learnt Reiki back in 2001, 2, 3, I don't know, a while ago, I didn't really ask questions. I didn't ask questions. I was just like, my Reiki master is telling me that these are what the chakras are, and that there are these different colors, that they connect to these different things. And I didn't ask any questions. I was just like, okay. I was told where they were in the body and where to send energy to the chakras. I never asked any questions. So it's interesting now that I'm asking these questions, how many people have never asked questions and have just like had it's not wrong, but it's interesting, right? So how many people have just had somebody teach them something, and because they've been taught, they just take that as that how it is? That's how it is. So it's why these questions are really important. It's why I'm going to keep asking questions about everything. Tor, hello. We need them so that the soul can have a physical experience in our body, while at the same time we have contact with our truth from the source within us. Oh, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Emma says she still asks the stupidest question. Angie says to keep us trapped. Jessica says to find harmony within. Rachel, I've been feeling lately like they are our plug-in points to this reality. Kelly, this is getting freaky. Had the same convo with my students and my husband Friday. We're so connected. Asking questions is how we grow and evolve. It absolutely is. So when I Googled, why do we need chakras? It says because they affect our emotional and physical well-being and they transform energy. Anybody got anything else they want to add to that? Hello, Michael. I can only see the color of your aura you project at that time. Oh, that's really interesting. I love that you see auras, Michael. Yes, Dr. Google. So Dr. Google says they affect our emotional and physical well-being and they transform energy. Anybody got anything else they would like to add to that? Jackie says each character represents a different level of consciousness. Do you mean chakra? I think you might mean chakra, Jackie. But I don't want to put words into your mouth, beautiful. Each chakra represents, thank you, yes. So each chakra represents a different level of consciousness. Okay, super. The next question is, I couldn't find an answer for this in Google, so I'm going to leave the floor open. Now, please just write the first thing that you feel. Or don't. You can do whatever you want. If you're joining in the conversation, please do. Okay, so what are the chakras attached to? I feel like I want to play some like elevator music here. Apologies for my slurping and stuff. I have like ulcers in my mouth or canker sores as they're called. America. So I'm a little bit slurpy. Emma says my energetic body and soul. Angie says beliefs. Jessica says our mind. Interesting. Amanda, energy. Jessica, because we were taught. They're attached to our mind because they were taught they were there. Like we were programmed to believe it. Interesting. Thank you, Rachel. Jackie says they're attached to feeling and thought. You see? Yeah, it's all different. Ah, castor oil. Do you want me to drink it? I've actually been putting it on my skin, castor oil. It's actually a really good base for foundation. Christine, I used to get mouth sore. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Swish it in the mouth. Oh, I'm going to do that tonight. Don't swallow it, though. I've been using colloidal silver. Anyway. You're not pleasant. A little bit. Anyway, so, okay. So, what are they attached to? Lots of different answers there. Yeah? I was never taught that they were attached to anything. The only thing I could find on Google was that they are located along the spine. That doesn't tell me that they're attached to anything. Okay. So, do a little bit of what we've been taught the chakras are, which may now be an old belief system. Okay, is this the right way around? Okay, so the chakras via the Vedas are, this camera's back to front, it's a bit hard. Okay, so these are seen as being different colors within these different areas within our physical body. They appear as lotus flowers with symbols in them. This is what we've been taught the chakras are. Okay. That the base chakra is, we've also had a teaching of that a chakra can either be underactive, overactive, or it can be blocked. Okay. This is the teachings I have read, I have been taught, and I believe is within the collective consciousness. Okay. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We've been taught that the base chakra is red, that it is located at the bottom of the spine, that it deals with survival and it's blocked by fear. The sacral chakra deals with pleasure and is blocked by guilt. That the solar plexus deals with willpower, is blocked by shame. The heart, love, blocked by grief. The throat is truth, it's blocked by lies. The third eye is about insight and it's blocked by illusion. And that the crown chakra is cosmic energy and it's blocked by ego attachment. So what I'm talking about now are these main seven chakra system. We obviously have all different energy points throughout our body. We have ear chakras, we have hand chakras, we have chakras on our feet. But I'm talking about the teachings of this seven chakra system. Okay. Right. So when I went through my awakening in 2017 and I started a physical business, a very good friend of mine came to my house and was like, can you check my chakras? Now, what I used to do was, and I'm sure many of you have been taught this, is you can hold a pendulum and you can use the pendulum to check the chakras, right? And my friend, I would like the crown chakra moving. There was third eye wasn't moving. Throat wasn't moving. So I went through all the chakras and I'm like, oh my goodness, I think you're dead. There was no chakra where it should be. This is back in 2017. And I heard, move left. I was like, move left. So I took my pendulum and I moved left. And I started picking up her chakras. But they weren't on her physical body. They were like over here. And that was really strange because nobody had ever like taught me about like the chakras. I was taught that the chakras are in a certain place within the physical body, and that's where they should be, and that's where you'll find them. Well, they weren't there, and so to me, I was like, oh, that's really, really interesting. And okay, so I've been now on this journey of the spiritual awakening since 2016 or 17. What does it even matter? For a while, right? And last year, so I do session work for those of you who don't know, okay? And I can see, I work with energy. So when I tune into somebody's body, I feel everything. So here's with the labels. I'm an intuitive empath. So when I tune into somebody's body, I basically become them, and I can feel everything that's going on within their physical body and their energetic bodies. But I can also see in my third eye the energetic systems. And they started looking very different. And they started feeling very different. And it's taken me a whole year to piece together the puzzle of what's happening here. And this is difficult because it's a process. It's a process. So where I am right now is I believe that we are ascending out through the chakra system. Okay. I was tuning into people and they had their root chakra up at their crown. I was tuning into people and they maybe had one big chakra here and then their higher chakras down here. I was tuning into people and they were just one big light. I was tuning in. So I wasn't seeing or getting this anymore. And when I saw the chakras before, I always saw them like this. Like vortexes, like trumpets that came out like this. This is how I seen them energetically. This is how I felt them energetically. And when I was tuning into people and working with people, like this just wasn't. And then I tuned into myself and I was like, what has happened here? Because I don't look like this anymore. Now, so it's taken me a year, okay? It's taken me a year to process and to be able to speak with words and convey to anyone who cares to listen about what I believe and I have witnessed and I've seen and I've experienced is happening to the chakra system. Now, there are people who will still have this chakra system in place because, as I say, this is a process. And this is a process that's happening very naturally. It's a very natural process that's happening to everyone. Here's where I am with regards to what I believe now about the chakras. And I would love to hear what everybody else thinks. Let me have a little drink of water. Okay. If this was written, if this was taken through 3,500 years ago, this was 100% probably correct at the time that it came out. Right? This was probably exactly how things were then. And I believe these are seals. I believe these symbols, how this is presented here, they are seals. And I believe they seal in humanity. Okay, they keep the consciousness at a level in which it had been agreed. So that there's nothing nefarious in this. This is, when we came in here, we knew about all this. When we've come in, we've known that there has been seals within our chakras. Okay, they seal us off from higher consciousness, these seals on the chakras. Okay? They even look like seals. Look at them. Not like, arr, arr, arr. You know what I mean by seals, right? So then I came across, now I haven't read the Bible, so correct, like I'm open to correction here all the way, right? Like I'm opening up conversation. I found something about the 7 seals within the Bible. Okay? Now I believe there's a little bit of truth in everything. Okay? I believe there's little bits of truth in everything. And I was like, the 7 seals, could they be related to our chakra system? The 7 seals that are in the Bible? Is this some kind of like hidden clue? And I came across this. So the summary of the 7 seals, right? And what was shown to me was that there has been a process happening where these seals have been coming off. This is what the 7 seals within the Bible tell us, as that at certain times throughout humanity, with certain things we're experiencing, okay, these seals are being removed, okay? Now I'm talking about a sweeping statement here. This isn't that these seals couldn't be removed before, but people would have had to have the awareness of what they were, okay? So these seals were on these energy systems, which I believe are connected to our light body, our energetic body, our soul. Our light body, energetic body that houses our soul. Okay? So when I refer to light body, energetic body, I believe it's just the house of our soul. So we come here, we have a soul, we have a physical body, and these seals kind of keep the soul in place, but they don't allow for the consciousness that the soul has. It prevents the consciousness from the soul from stepping forward. So from when this was taken forward to now, there's been a process of these seals being taken off of these certain centers for humanity. Okay? You with me so far? And then I was shown that this is the ascension process. Okay? It's an energetic ascension process anyway. Okay? So this is happening, and this is happening like across the board. And I do believe that the final seal was removed from humanity in the year 2000. Okay. So that allowed humanity to now have, it doesn't mean they do, but it means that from the year 2000, this massive awakening that's happening is because, goosebumps. The whole of humanity are now have access to this if they choose. Okay. Okay. So then what was brought forward for me was that, well, what happens when these seals are broken? What happens when these seals are removed? I put some notes here, so this is why I'm looking down, okay? So once the seals are removed, what was shown to me is that these chakras become trumpet-like vortexes, okay? And they come out the front and they come out the back. So like that picture that I was showing, okay? So Once the seals are removed, they kind of pop out, right? They like, the seal pops off and it goes, poof! The chakra becomes activated, if you want to use that term. Okay? And so it becomes this this vortex, which I personally see coming out the front and out the back of where the chakra would be. But it's attached to the light body. It's attached to the soul. It's not attached to the physical. So this is why when I was tuning into my friend, her chakras were over here. And it's because her energy body was over here. It wasn't within the physical body the way that it was meant to be. Okay. This light body is the same, roughly the same shape or size at this point as our physical body. And what I was shown was, this is why when people have amputation, or there is a part of their body removed from them, they can still feel that part of their body. What they're actually feeling is their light body. They're feeling their soul, which I thought was really interesting. All right. Now, within the chakras are held our tests and our initiations. Now, I believe that our soul chooses what we come here to learn so that we can grow. And if we're going through an ascension process, you're never late, April. Welcome, darling. You're always exactly where you need to be. As our before we come here, our soul chooses what tests and initiations that we are going to move through in order for our soul to progress. And when our soul comes into our physical body, they are held within these centers. Okay? So these chakras hold our growth, challenges, tests. And what happens is there's then a 12-step process of us ascending out of the chakra system to become the conscious human being. And what do I mean by that? I mean that from what I have witnessed, there is a big gap between being spiritual and being human. And we can talk about balance, and we can talk about neutrality, and there's a big difference between talking about it and being it. And I believe this process takes us through our lessons within these chakra systems to becoming both at the same time. So I spent a lot of my life within my spiritual, energetic version of me, way outside of the realms of actually being human and dealing with humans. And almost like feeling unhuman. And I don't know how many people can relate to that. I would love to see. Lovely to see you, darling. I would love to see in the chat, actually, how many people here, if you're watching later, how many people here have experienced that? Is like, I'm different. I don't want to be human. I don't like interacting with human beings. How many of us like recluse into ourselves and really like dive into our spiritual nature? It's not wrong. This is all a process, and it's all perfect. It's all perfect the way that it is. There's nothing wrong with any of it. Okay? You just, yeah, yes. I don't see any no's there. I don't see anybody, and please chime in if you do. I don't see anybody saying, well, actually, I'm so free to be this spiritual being that I am, that I just love going out into crowds of people, and I just love going shopping because I really love like integrating with humanity. Said no spiritual being ever. There's so many of us do that, okay? And I believe it's because we have this split between being human and being spiritual. Using this word very loosely, okay? Energetic, whatever. Soulful. Doesn't matter. So it's almost like we can choose to be spiritual or we can choose to be human in every given moment. Would you guys agree with that? Would you agree with like it's very hard to be a true version of our spiritual selves when we're not around spiritual people? Or there's this divide, right? There's this divide. And to get to where we're going, where we already are, that is spoken about this dawning, this being free to be who we are truly, and truly live in peace and all the things. Have a society where we want to be human, and we're proud to be human, and we're proud to be a spiritual human being, a conscious human being. Okay, there are so many, we have to learn to stop judging people, but really stop judging people, really stop judging ourselves, right? Really not be fearful, really not be controlled, really be authentic. Not just like be authentic here, but not be authentic to that person. Be a little bit authentic to myself or the people I feel comfortable, but not authentic to everybody else. You get where I'm coming from here, yeah? Because we came here to be human. If I just wanted a spiritual experience, there are plenty of other planes of existence that I could have resided in. I've had so much of escapism from humaning, between depression, bipolar, then spiritual awakening, and just stepping into the spiritual rather than human. I've had so much digressing away from being human because there was so much pain there. But we need to be the change that we want to see in the world. And this is the opportunity that we're being given. So what I was shown was there is then a 12-step system that happens. Now, it might not happen in this exact order with regards to each chakra moving through. It might go from, like, you might have a test of the crown and then down to the base, or it might look differently for different people. Okay. But I was shown this 12-step process that I have been through. And this is how I know, and this is why I'm bringing it out, because this is what I've experienced. This is this big, massive shift that I have gone through at the turn of last year into this year to become this conscious human. And I can only share my experience. I can read all the books in the world, but my experience is my authenticity is everything. So there's this 7-step process that happens whereby each chakra has tests. And then once we've passed the tests, there's a big initiation that comes in. And the chakra goes from going out the way to flipping up. Okay? This is just how I was shown it. Okay? It might look different to different people. But it goes from pointing out the way to flipping up. Okay? And this works through all the chakras, through these different 7 stages. And at stage 8, what happens is all the chakras, if you can imagine them pointing up, they're now pointing up. It activates this big, massive ascension column. The light body fully integrates, and now everything is connected. Okay? This is where we step into our words, our thoughts, and our actions all collating. Don't know. This is obviously the universal sign for collating. I don't know what I'm doing there. Okay. There can be what's known, I've seen somebody talking about Kundalini activation. This can activate at this point. People can get their etherical wings at this point. This is where DNA activations come in. It's a massive stage, stage 8. Stage 9, we ascend, as in ASSEND. And it was really interesting to me when I looked at this word and I was shown what happens to the chakra system, because it goes arse for tit. It literally, we end up with our chakras, because what happens is our light body flips. So our light body flips from the heart. Okay? And now we have our root chakra or crown, and vice versa. And what happens at this point is we start embodying neutrality, because the bottom chakras were really about the human experience. The top chakras were about the spiritual experience. And now we come to a point where we are unifying them and we're merging them, and we're now putting the lessons of like the human into the spiritual. Okay, so there's this big flip takes place. And interestingly enough, to take it back to the Bible, what I was shown at this point was a cross. And how our heart chakras here, and if our arms were out and our light body flipped over, it makes a sign of a cross. It's just interesting to me, right? Now, stage 9, I wrote die on the cross. Right, don't die. I'm still here. I'm still here. Other people have gone through this and they're still here, okay? But this can be a part in the ascension process where we actually literally feel like we're dying. We question everything. We don't know what's real. We don't know what isn't real, because everything has been turned upside down. Okay. After that, stage 10. So the top chakras, they merge into the heart. Okay. And what this does is this brings the human experience into the spiritual one. Stage 11, the bottom 3 merge, and they into the heart. And that brings the spiritual experience and it integrates it into the human one. And at stage 12, there is just this massive full merging of the chakra. It just becomes light, and it just becomes this massive big like one. And I wrote, this is the we are one. This is the full merging. The light body flips again. It's attached by the feet, and it grows like massive. I think right now mine is about 350 feet up in the air. and it takes the chakras with it. So now what happens is we now have different lessons and learning within these energy centers at a multidimensional level. And we become I am, we become the nothing, which is everything. And we then step into the lessons of becoming the conscious human. So I would love to hear what you guys make of all this. I have spent days and days and hours putting this together in some kind of form to be able to present it in a way that could be understood by all. So I would love to hear I'd love to hear your take on it. I'd love to hear if it resonates. I'd love to hear if it feels right, if it doesn't feel right. I would just love to hear from you guys what this means to you. And do you think it's a heap of shit? Because that then brings me into a whole new realm of what happens with the healers. Now, I'm very blessed and I'm deserving that I have the knowing and trusting within myself to know this is my truth and that I could see it rather than being told it. I'm not in a space anymore where I'm going to be told anything from anybody. It has to be my experience. But what about the healers out there that are still working on this old, I'm going to call it an old chakra system because it's old. What happens when this isn't, you know, when you have like an old phone, you know, they do system updates in the phone, right? And you have an old phone and you don't do the updates on it, and then eventually it just won't work. It's kind of like that. It's just very much like that. It'll work on the people that still have a chakra system, but the majority of people within a spiritual community or people that are working in themselves or, you know, people that are becoming more conscious, their system isn't going to look like that. And if they're going for healing modalities, tell me how you feel about that. Tell me how you feel about that. Thank you, Jessica. Very well worded. You've done a brilliant. Thank you, Christine. I've known this for a while. George Cavalis. I'm sure. Was it Dora? Was it you that was telling me about George Cavalis? How they will be one and not fragmented. Wow, absolutely in response in what I've seen and felt working with people, my own experience, and you made it really understandable for something layered and complex. Thank you, Taylor, darling. Resonates with Jamie. Angie resonates. I have to listen again. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll get to that in a little minute. Angie. It resonates with Miriam and Dora. Jackie, the truth is within ourselves. Of course it is. And I can only share what's within me. And that's all I'm doing. They're still on that path to help who need it. Yes. Yes. But if everybody's at different stages, Jessica, and they're not aware of the different stages, could that have okay, let me give you an example. Say somebody has been through stage 1 and their base chakra has flipped and it's up the ascension column. What if somebody's doing energy work and they're not aware of that and they're feeling something's wrong or blocked and they're trying to get energy to move that back to where it was? Is that not going to have a negative effect on that person that they're working with energetically? Because I feel it is. Unfortunately, I feel it is. April, I was just sharing about this at breakfast this morning. I believe we're having this new awareness means that you have to be aware of where the individual is that you're working with. 100%, April. Angie, pillars make sense, still absorbing the cross. Neil, from my experience, I feel like for each chakra to be worked on, I've had to work on them in different dimensions, okay? As I do the work in those dimensions, I get upgrades. Beautiful. Emma, also, it doesn't have to resonate exactly the same for everyone, of course. We are meant to have different beliefs due to our past life experiences, but it will happen regardless. 100% agree with that, Emma. Denise, I was guided on this topic in my dreams just the other day. I was told I don't have the old system anymore. Beautiful. Georgie, listen again too. Yes, it will make them stuck. They will eventually ask questions, I hope. Me too. Taylor, I think there's a big letting go for all energy workers or healers or whatever. So it's like they're willing to adapt to each patient. This is the patient's responsibility to know where we are at 100% and work with the people who resonate and trust the self in choosing. Yeah, 100%. So what has been asked of me, and I actually can't believe that this is where I am. I'm grateful for it. So we did this beautiful Dragon Calling 9-month program last year where I was really resistant to putting it together because it felt so big and it was like 9 months and it was really scary for me. And I'm going to get a little bit emotional. It turned out to be the biggest highlight in one of the biggest highlights of my life. Certainly the biggest highlight since my awakening. And the connections that were made there, the growth, it all. So I've learned better and I have been shown to trust and to take forward what it is I have coming in to take forward. So I'm putting together a 12-month program for people who wish to step into this. Now, let me make this clear. This is happening regardless. You don't need a program. You don't need somebody to tell you or to hold your hand or to any of these things, because this is naturally progressing within everyone. Okay? This isn't something that anybody needs. This is just happening. But I have been asked or guided, or my soul has screamed at me to put this 12-month program together of taking a group of beautiful hearts and souls of Anam Cara together who wish to go on this journey through these 12 stages. It's a fast track ascension program. And even if people have got to the other side of this and they feel that they have achieved this, experience is everything. And I really believe that we are now the strongest versions of us, the strongest healers we can be is to ourselves and by sharing our experience, because it's real and it's authentic. And by delving into each of these stages, we can not only just fast track our ascension process, but we can also be of more assistance to those who are seeking that assistance. So we're doing it, and it's going to start on the 9th of February. I'm going to go more into that on a live on Friday at 10 a.m. I'm going to talk all about how that's going to look, how that's going to come together, and all the information about that. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. And I'm just trusting. I've literally sat the other day and spent a whole day scheduling a 13-month calendar for myself, booking, Zooms and crowdcasts and setting up like 13 months of my life, which for somebody who lives in flow, what was a little bit ominous. And but now that it's done and it's out there and I've spoke about it, and I can really know that I can support people to do this themselves. This isn't about me doing anything. This is about those who choose to do this doing it themselves, but having the support of a group as we move through. So I'm going to come in, talk about that more. I'm not the only one going to be supporting this journey. I have some beautiful friends who are going to be supporting this group as well, and their best ways, their modality. So if you would like to come along, 10 o'clock, I wrote it down somewhere. So this Friday at 10, I'm going to chat all about that program. Then I'm going to have a Q&A on Zoom on Sunday the 23rd. Applications for it are available on the website as we speak. Information is in the description box. So here we are, and this is what we're doing. If you got this far, thank you for listening. And if you are watching this not live, then I would really, really love, I'm going to read every single one of your comments, because I'm really interested to see how people feel into this. We begin February. The doors will be closing once the kind of applications are in, and there won't be any entry for the next 12 months. So Taylor, the support and communication from Dragon Calling was so beneficial. I think it's amazing to have a space to share and hold space. It's still going, right? It was 9 months and we're still Dragon Calling. We're still doing it. And it's so beautiful. Emma says it's helped so many people. It can be a hard and lonely place when you don't know what the fuck is going on. Absolutely. Yeah. Christine, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. As I say, you take what resonates here, you leave the rest. I've always said that. I've done a lot of talking about things over the past 4 months or so that have removed a lot of people from this space. And I'm not here to be liked. I'm not here to be subscribed to. I'm not here for your adoration. I want to inspire people. I don't want to, what do they call these? I don't want to influence anyone. I'm not here to influence anybody. I'm just here to inspire. This process that I've been through is one that I would never change my life. And every day I live in my joy. In fact, let me just quickly share this with you. So today, while I was out in the tub, I was like thinking about the word work and how the word work has never resonated with the work that I do. So I'm obliterating that word from my vocabulary. Because I don't work, I play. This is play. This isn't work, this is play. You know, this is play, this is fun, this is playtime. This is what this is. So I'm substituting the word work now with play. So when you'll know that when I say that in the future, because that's what it is. Truly, my life is just, I'm just in my joy. So if I can help others help themselves to get to this space too, then, we're winning, So anyone who wants to fast track their becoming a conscious human, even if you just want to talk about it, find out about it, we've got these couple of sessions open. It would be lovely to see you all there. What's better than experience to help everyone? But that's the thing. And that's why it's what it's all about. It's about the experience. We can read all the books, but it's gonna. I'm choosing my words. When I just believed things I read or things other people said with regards to energy, with regards to healing, with regards to all this stuff, it had me stuck. And this is why I've had to see what I've seen with the spiritual community. This is why the whole twin flame universe thing, the video that I made about that, and like spirituality being a cult and all these things have really offended people. Like, they weren't there to offend people. They're just me going through my process of growth. I believe everybody's exactly where they need to be. Everybody's got the right to do whatever they want to do. Like, live your life. But I can only be here and share my experience. I don't like the word teach. I don't like any of that. Like, I'm sharing my joy. And I'll continue to do so. And it doesn't matter to me how many people like or subscribe or watch, or because it isn't about that to me. This is a way for me to share a message, to share my experience. And that's it, It's about life and experience. Books can give you the knowledge, but we are here for our own individual experience, of course. And we have our own inner knowledge, That's what it's all about. It's like herbs. It's the same herbals are not going to work for everyone. We're all different. I love that. Hello, Carol Murray. Are you well? Lovely to see you pop up. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope we've all had a beautiful weekend. And I look forward to seeing anybody who wants to pop in Friday. And if you want to pop into Q&A next Sunday, by all means do that too. So I love you, beautiful conscious human beings. Thank you all for being here. And on that note, I'm going to remember how to hang up. I haven't been here for ages. I can't remember how to hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. No, you hang up. And remember, if you're watching this later, pop your comments in so I can read them. I really would love to know what everybody is really feeling into. Okay. I love you. Have a heavenly week of heaven and earth.